12 months Accutane treatment, finishing my course 4 years ago. Did I experience any side effects? Absolutely, from dryness to unexpected changes. In this video, we will walk through my journey, giving you an idea of what to expect before considering Accutane. No sugarcoating, just the brutally honest truth. And by the end, you'll have a clear idea of what to anticipate. I will describe the side effects I had, their symptoms, and rate their manageability. 0 easy peasy, 10 was really hard. Welcome to my side effects timeline. Side effect number 1, tiredness. Beginning day 1. Let's talk about my symptoms. This experience caught me off guard. At first, I struggled with excessive sleep, sometimes sleeping up to 15 hours to just regain my energy. And balancing work and study life was really hard and became a challenge. So I struggled with thinking clearly. You know what I mean? Like really thinking sharp, and I faced some sort of slight brain fog. My problem-solving skills weren't there anymore. I needed a lot of rest on the couch. Feeling tired every day was really hard. And even though I kept going, I felt like a zombie, always dreaming about my bed, my e-reader, and food. Rating side effect number 1, 8 out of 10. Wasn't easy, but wasn't the hardest. Let's move to side effect number 2, the initial breakout, aka purge. Beginning 7 days in. Well, I faced a complete breakout on my face, like a full-blown breakout. It's a really common experience when the treatment starts to clearing clogged pores and treating deep acne. Essentially, it brings out existing but hidden acne to the surface. It was an overwhelming and very intense experience, to be honest, but I managed to push through by being kind to myself. Rating side effect number 2, 10 out of 10. Let's move on to side effect number 3, dry sensitive skin and changes in skincare. Beginning 14 days in, I observed changes in how my skin responded to all the skincare products I was used to. You know, I had a whole routine and I thought these were my holy grail products, my go-to products. That wasn't the case anymore. Got it! All the products I used to love before, suddenly they weren't moisturizing enough, not gentle enough. They caused me redness, they caused me irritation. I had to deal with a complete new skin. Drier and even more sensitive. Rating this side effect number 3, I would say it's a 1 out of 10. It was just a little unpleasant. I had to find new go-to products. Let's talk about side effect number 4. Entering dryness level number 1, lips. Beginning 3 to 4 weeks. So around 4 weeks in, I noticed the notorious lips. Honestly, it wasn't too crazy for me because I always deal with very dry lips during the winter time, and considering I began Accutane during fall, transitioning into winter, that was nothing new to me, but that was just the beginning. Rating dryness level number 1, a 3 out of 10. Well, not really nice, but not really bad. Let's talk about side effect number 5, mental health changes. Beginning 6 weeks in. So monitoring my mental health was a priority for me from day 1, and getting through this whole phase of initial breakout definitely took a toll on my mental health. There's no such thing than denying that. Around 6 weeks in, I started to feel like my fatigue became more manageable. So I was checking on my mental health even more closely. I noticed that it was still harder for me to concentrate for sure. So that was still really frustrating for me because I had to study for university, but I also wasn't able to concentrate. So that was a little buildup. I had a few bigger anxiety attacks when I saw all the scars after the initial breakout, like these surface scars. I just thought, oh my God, there were so many and will they fade? I just had a little panic, but I was able to comfort myself to a certain level with certain strategies that helped me personally. I know this is a serious fear of everyone considering Accutane, so I want to make this very clear at this point. Accutane never ever made me think about hurting myself or pushed me in any way over the unbearable edge. It didn't. It made me moodier. My anxiety attacks were real. Considering all these things, it wasn't easy at all, but with certain strategies, it can be manageable. Rating this side effect, 10 out of 10. All right, let's talk about side effect number 6, joint pain. Beginning 8 weeks. Before Accutane, I used to be quite active, hitting the gym around 3 to 4 times a week. However, during leg presses, I noticed more than just a little bit of soreness. I really felt pain. That's when I completely stopped using any additional weight and focused solely on workouts with my personal body weight. Rating 2 out of 10. Still manageable. I do think you can still hit the gym, but just be a little aware. Let's talk about side effect number 7. Entering dryness level number 2, nose and eyes. Beginning around month 3 during a cold winter. My nose got drier and I remember I faced a flu, and to blow my nose was really uncomfortable, and I also had like slightly drier eyes, which was okay-ish. It was a little getting on my nerve, but it wasn't unbearable to take. Rating 2 out of 10. Let's talk about side effect number 8. Entering dryness level number 3, a dry scalp. Beginning started in month 4, became significant in month 5. I've always had a very oily scalp. Like I got greasy hair after after 2 days not washing my hair. And I noticed a very big change. Like all of a sudden, I remember that I thought, ooh, like my hair doesn't look greasy anymore. My scalp dried out significantly. Since Accutane reduces oil production anyway, my scalp's natural moisture also diminished. Surprisingly, this was the only kind of practical side effect I faced, because I also, on top of that, did not had to handle any sort of dandruff. Rating, for me personally, 0 out of 10. Let's talk about side effect number 9. Entering dryness level number 4. Dry genitals. Alright, so this started in month 6. Full transparency here. This was tough, okay? After 6 months of Accutane, which is, you know, quite a period of time, especially for women, the daily moisture that maintains our pH levels down there and also our overall health down there decreases. You might not notice it, but once this balance is off, it can get very uncomfortable. And I'm not just talking about during intimacy, no, but in your day-to-day. I experienced dryness, an imbalance, discomfort, and itchiness. I initially worried about like, do I have any sort of infection? Oh my god, I went to my gynecologist and he told me, nope, it's just simply a lack of moisture. This was honestly one of the worst side effects I faced. Rating, 10 out of 10. Let's move on to side effect number 10, hair loss. Beginning, I noticed it like month 7, turning month 8. Symptoms, I noticed hair loss and hair thinning, and that was crazy intimidating to me, but not completely overwhelming. I plan to cover this extensively in a future video, because throughout this whole journey with hair loss and hair thinning, there were some really unexpected revelations during this journey that I really want to share. Also my strategies and what kind of tests I did. I know temporary shedding needs to be explained, and hair thinning and hair loss is a genuine concern that needs to be discussed. Not many people experiencing it, but enough do. I hated the side effect, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And I already thought that back then. Rating it a 9 from 10. Not the worst, but wasn't easy at all. Let's talk about side effect number 11, sun sensitivity. Beginning, I noticed it extremely in the end of month 11. So it was the end of August. I did a trip to Rome and I underestimated how intense the sun would be. Yeah, I know, who would have thought? August in Italy. And I knew I was more sensitive to the sun due to the therapy, but I didn't expect it to be this severe. There was an incident why I wanted to explore the Colosseum. I waited in line for a few minutes and my skin after a couple of minutes got instantly hot, instantly red. I got red spots all over. Freaking uncomfortable. So if you're planning about sunbathing in this time, don't. And the second I found some shade, it got better. Sun sensitivity is real. Don't underestimate it. Rating, 8 from 10. If you want to know how I handled each side effect in detail and which strategies were the most effective, stay tuned for the upcoming videos. And if you are so worried about the initial breakout, check out EP3 that is already online. I will put the link down here. And if you want to support me by subscribing or giving me a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate it. Bye!